Hey everyone, welcome. You are not lost. Do okay. I thought I could do this with this hat, but it turns out I cannot do this with this hat. So, welcome. You are in the right place at the right time for all the wrong reasons. Welcome, weird ass black sheep that was kicked out of Bizarre World. No, you were literally chased out with guns. I saw the whole thing. I saw you pass the Twilight Zone. I saw you steal something from there. Give it back or your life will be terrible. Then you hit the fork in the road,
I love it. You guys are so great.
took the right. No, no, you took the right. You took a right. That right. It rolled right into the most offensive church this side of the universe. The party bin. Make up for you. Whoop. I don't remember where we left off, but I know we're redoing whatever we did yesterday because I couldn't breathe. Turns out I have strep throat. I tried. Nah, I don't know. The guy said strep throat, so he gave me amoxicillin. But then I was like, "Can you give me a steroid also?" And he's like, "No, that's not gonna help you." I'm like, "But it might though." And he said, "No, it's not going to." So I get to see if my body works with amoxicillin or not. It's a good time. It's going to find out. So I want to welcome everybody and tell you I have the 6 C's for whatever time it is. So come in. I have cannabis, cigarettes, coffee, chair with your name on it, cat beds, and canine space. So come on in.
Awesome!
Thank you. I also find it awesome. So please come in and sit down. I have a fucking story to tell you. It's good. Good story. Yes. So, come on. We're on chapter 31 because we read till 35 yesterday, but I don't remember because I wasn't very eager. But I do want to say hello. Hey, cousin. Hey, Jasmine. How are you guys? Hold on. Maybe. Where is that? I took this hat from Supersonic. She had it, and I was like, I need that in my life. So it's Supersonic's hat. I had coffee. See, I don't know where any of the things that I supposedly have are. I don't know where any of the fucking things that I'm supposed to have are. Weed, cigarettes. I don't know where any of it is. Where my coffee? I don't know where that is either. So can can I take a break for just a second? I want to go find my coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's go to chapter 31. Ricky, you need to smoke that poison pecker because turns out every time I try to come and see you guys, something goes wrong. This time I have strep throat. Well, be thankful that I did not come over Saturday because the strep throat I had, no, the strep throat I have started Friday night. It started Friday night. So, I'm so glad I didn't come over there because I would have gave you all strep throat. It'd have been great. So tell your mom she dodged a bullet. The bullet called Strep Nikki. Okay. So, God's got strep throat. So, God said to Moses,
take vengeance on these Midianites. No, at the end of the day, I am absolutely 100% sure you motherfuckers could have said no and you didn't, but because I'm so merciful and whatnot, I'm just gonna blame them. Because at the end of the day, it's free will, but obviously there's not free will. Because if there was free will, I wouldn't give a shit. But I give a shit. Free will is not a thing right now in God world. Free will, what is that? No one knows. You don't have it. So, so, um, we're just blaming the Midianites. So you're gonna go beat them up, okay? And then afterwards, you will be gathered to your people. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot I told you to go up the mountain, spin in a circle, and die. I forgot I told you that. Yeah, yeah. But you gotta do this thing first. I mean, you have to. People gotta fight. You gotta fight for your right, for justice, for God. Yeah. You guys didn't do me any justice, so now you're going to. Haha. Sucks to be you. Except for no, it doesn't, because none of you are gonna die. Because I'm God. And I like you for some reason. Anyway. I don't even know why I like you people. Ah. What did you say, babe? Is the back door still open? Okay. Everybody's inside but Maynard and Jack, I think. Okay. So,
so Moses spoke to the people, saying, arm some of yourselves for war, and let them go against the Midianites to take vengeance for the Lord on Midian. Yeah, you notice vengeance for the Lord because you guys didn't avenge him in the first place. Now he's got to avenge himself because you guys don't know how to say no. Just say no. There's a whole drug thing about it. Anyway, that's what Moses said. And then he said, 1,000 from each tribe, 12,000 in all will send to war. So they were recruited from the divisions, 1,000 from each tribe. We already said this. Then Moses sent them to war. He sent them to the war with Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, with the holy articles and the signal trumpets in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. And they killed all the males, and they killed the kings of Midian with the rest of those who were killed. Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Riblah, the 5 kings of Midian. Balaam, the son of Beor, remember the one that blessed him when he was supposed to curse him, but he blessed him? Yeah, those savage assholes killed him too. But it was probably because he was doing a different God's sacrifice. But I'm not saying nothing. I'm just going to drink my tea on my porch. Okay. So. And the vampires took the women of Midian captive with their little ones, and took as spoil all their cattle, all their flocks, all their goods. They also burned with fire all the cities where they dwelt, and all their forts. And they took all the spoil and all the baby oil booty rubs. No, they took the booty of man and beast. And all the booty of man and beast. That is a really odd way to put that sentence. They took the booties of all the men and all the beasts. They should have wrote that different. They should have wrote it different. The baby oil booty rub. No, Diddy's not in the Bible. Then they brought the captives, the booty, and the spoil to Moses and the priests. They brought everything back to the camps and the plain of Moab across from Jericho. And Moses, Eleazar, and all the leaders went to meet them outside of the camp. But Moses was angry. He was angry with all of them. And Moses said, "Have you kept all the women alive? Look what these women have caused your brothers to do. Look." No, you're keeping all these women alive? You gotta be kidding me. No. Okay. Any woman who is laying with a man, you kill her and you kill all the male babies. Then, the ones that have not been defiled, you can keep as slaves and stuff, right? But keep alive. Okay. And as for you, remain outside the camp 7 days. Whoever has killed any person, has torched or touched any slain, purify yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day. And the 7th day, and on the 7th day, purify every garment, everything made of leather, of woven goat's hair, and made of wood. Then Eleazar the priest said to the men of war who had gone to battle, "This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord has commanded. Only the gold, the silver, the bronze, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that can endure fire, you shall put through the fire." Put it through the fire and it will be clean. All that cannot endure fire, put through the water, and you will wash your clothes on the seventh day and be clean, and afterwards come to the camp. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying,
Count up. Wait. No, the word. Count up the plunder that was taken of man and beast. You and Eleazar and all the leaders, and divide the plunder into two parts between those who took part and went to battle and the congregation, and levy a tribute for the Lord on the men of war who went to battle, one of every 500 of the people, the cattle, the donkeys, the sheep. Take it from their half and give it to Eleazar as a heave offering. And from the vampire's half, you will take one of every 50. One of every 50 people man that hospital trip. Okay. One of every 50 people, cattle, donkeys, or sheep from all the livestock, and give it to Levi. Give it to the Levites who keep charge of the church. So Moses, so
So Moses and Eleazar did as the Lord commanded. The booty remaining from the plunder which the men of war had taken was 675,000 sheep, 72,000 cattle, 61,000 donkeys, and 32,000 people in all, of women who had not known a man intimately. And and half the portion. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. The hospital got me all fucked up. Go to war. And the half of the portion for those who had gone to war was 337,500 sheep. And the Lord's tribute was 675 sheep. The cattle were 36,000, and the Lord's was 72. The donkeys were 30,500. And then the Lord's was 6. The Lord's tribute was 61. The persons, the people that the women were 16,000. And the Lord got 32 of them. So Moses gave the tribute that was the Lord's heave offering to Eleazar. And from the vampire's half, which Moses separated from the men who fought. Now the half belonging to the congregation was 337,500 sheep, 36,000 cattle, 30,500 donkeys, 16,000 people. And from their half, Moses took one of every 50 drawn from a man and beast. And he gave them to the Levites as the Lord had commanded. Then the officers who were over the thousands of. So the captains, the men in charge of the army came to Moses and said, "Your servants have taken account of the men who were under our command, and not a man of us is missing. Therefore, we have brought offerings for the Lord, that every man found of ornaments of gold, armlets, bracelets, signet rings, earrings, necklaces, to make atonement for ourselves before the Lord." So Moses and Eleazar looked at each other and were like, "Cha-ching!" That's not what they did. And the gold of the offering they offered was 16,750 shekels. And Moses and Eleazar received the gold from them and brought it into the meeting house as a memorial for the vampires before the Lord. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe and chat in the chat. There are people in there. It doesn't look like there's people in there, but there is people in there. Okay. All right. So, oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on. Michael, are you still here? Is your mom around? Ricky. Is your mom around, Ricky? Yes, she's near. Will you tell her I love her? And she should be happy that I wasn't able to make it yesterday because I have strep throat. And I'm so glad that I didn't give her strep throat. Okay. Now, run to chapter 32. Man, hold on. Man, I am just not having a good time. Hey, Nolly. I didn't give you strep throat. I'm so glad about that. Because that was the first thing I said was, "Oh my God, good thing I didn't go to Nolly's." Man. And then I asked him, "Am I going to be able to live stream?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, with the strep throat, am I going to be able to live stream?" And Justin was like, "Shut up. You'll be fine." But we got to read chapter 32. At least chapter 32, man. telling you, I am having a hard time. Oh. Oh, yeah. Man, I don't want to do this. Mhm. We're doing it. Okay. Now, the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of livestock. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that indeed the region was a place for livestock, then the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke to Moses and Eleazar and to the other leaders of the congregation, saying, Etzroth, Dibon, Jazer, Nimrah, Heshbon, Elsabah, no, El, Eliela, uh, Shebam, Nebo, Beon, the country which the Lord has defeated from before us, is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. No, 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 not poor baby. It would have been no. I'm a lucky baby that I didn't give you a strep throat. So as much as I want to be mad about it, it's probably a good thing, because the last thing you need in the world is strep throat. And Dustin's really mad at me because I gave him a kiss earlier. And he's like, figured you'd have strep throat and want to kiss me. Blech. Like, I didn't know that. I thought it was an ear infection. Okay. So we have livestock. So they said, if we have found favor in your sight, let this land be given to us as a possession. Do not take us over the Jordan. We do not want to go over there. Look, that's their business. We're just going to be over here on our front porch drinking our tea. Okay? Read the tea leaves. We're not going. That's not what they said. But then Moses said to them, shall your brothers go to war while you sit here? Now, why will you discourage the heart of these terrible ass people from going to war to the land, or from going into the land which God has given them? Thus your fathers did when I sent them away at Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up to the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the vampires. So they did not go into the land which the Lord had given them. So the Lord's anger was aroused on that day, and he swore an oath, saying,
I swear on myself. I swear on myself, me, God, right now in God voice. I swear to God, none of these people are going anywhere except for in fucking circles for the next 40 years. That's what I said. Thank you.
Look, Caleb and Joshua, though, they've done such a good Yeah, Nolly, that's why. That's why we should, as bad as it sucks, we should be thankful that I didn't come down there. I wasn't able to come there. Because I'm not going to be able to go to Carmen's house tomorrow either. I am literally quarantined in my corner. I'm corner-teened. Okay. So Caleb and Joshua, they have wholly followed me, so they'll be able to go to the land. So the Lord's anger was aroused against y'all, and he made you wander in the wilderness 40 years until all the generation that did evil in the sight of the Lord was gone. And look, you have risen in your father's place, a brood of sinful men. Jesus calls you vipers. Okay. So you increase more the fierce anger of the Lord against these people. Because if you turn away from following him, he will once again leave them in the wilderness, and you will be to blame. Then they came near him and said, We will build our stuff here. We'll still go across there with them until they get what they need, and then we'll come back here. But I'm telling you, I don't want to take these nagging women anywhere anymore. And do you see these kids? These kids need to sit down, right? Sit down. That's what needs to happen. So, we gotta leave the women here. We'll go and fight, but the women and kids gotta stay. And then Moses said, If you do this thing, if you arm yourselves before the Lord for the war, and all your armed men cross over until he has driven out his enemies, and and the land is subdued, then afterwards you may return and be blameless. And this shall be your possession before the Lord. But if you do not do so, then take note. You have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build cities for your little ones, and folds for your animals. Do whatever has proceeded from your mouth. And the children of Gad, the children of Reuben, spoke to Moses. And they said, We already told you what you were going to do. We already told you what we were going to do. We're not telling you again. We've already swore it. We've promised it. We've done it. Look, we said we were going. So Moses gave command concerning them to Eleazar and Joshua, and then to the other tribes. And Moses said to them, If the children of Gad and Reuben cross over with you, every man armed for battle, and the land is subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead as a possession. But if they do not, they shall have possessions among you and the land of Canaan. Then the children of Gad, the children of Reuben answered, saying, We already told you exactly what we were going to do. We're not telling you again. We're not telling you again. So Moses gave to the children of Gad, to the children of Reuben, and half the tribe of Manasseh, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land with its cities within its borders, the cities of the surrounding country. And the children of Gad built Dibon, Aroth, Eror, Etzroth, Shophan, Jazer, Jogba, Beth Nimrah, and Beth Horon, fortified cities and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon and Elalel and Kiriath Jetham and Nebo and Baal Meon. Their names being changed, okay? And Shibmah, they gave other names to the cities which they built. And the children of Machir, son of Manasseh, went to Gilead and took it, and dispossessed the Amorites who were in it. So Moses gave Gilead to Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt in it. Also Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took its small towns, and called them Habath Jair. Then Noba went and took Kenneth, its villages, and he called it Noba after his own name. I do know you read tea leaves, cousin. Is anybody else here? Did Jasmine leave? Jasmine left, didn't she? Sad face. So what are you doing, little Nolly? Man, that hospital made me tired. No one even there that long. Okay. I mm, mm-mm. All right, Nolly. And I don't know if other people are going to join, but I think there's things going on in the background here that I should be hearing, but I'm not. I don't know. But let's do chapter 33. Yeah. This is going to be a long chapter. We'll end it right after 33. Okay. So. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm not reading this whole thing. So, when they went out of the land of Egypt under the hand of Moses and Aaron, Moses wrote down the place where they started and the place where they stopped. So, the first place they left from was Rameses. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Ramses. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay. So they started their journey in Ramses. And then Aaron died, and then the last place they camped, where we're at now, is your dad okay? Okay. The last place they camped, it says, the Jordan from Beth Jessimoth, as far as the Abel